Right, peace and much love. Zin Uru here with another message from the minister. If you haven't seen my last video, just go on to my YouTube page there and click on the video below this one or right next to this one and watch it first. I'm going to be building off of that one a little bit and just kind of talk about what the next step is. The last video I talked about was the daily freestyle. I just felt the Spirit hit me and charged my hand. I was and picked the daily freestyle. Ended up picking the daily freestyle on just a mystery pick, and that daily freestyle was December 26th, and it reads as this: "To achieve transformation, it is God who must work you. Your friends will desert you, and your relatives will hurt you." And I got into what we talked about on that video is that when we're going through change in our lives that we've asked God for, God's going to start working our lives and start taking things, people, and events out of our lives that we no longer need, that are no longer necessary for our lives. And it's going to hurt at different times. It's not an easy process to go through. The entire art of self-creation, the entire art of transformation, it's never an easy process. Growth is not easy. And I also, what we got into that to let go and let God, and how to let go and let God do the work that God's doing in our lives that we've asked for, and how to trust in that work and not to get into God's way or get in our own way in the process. Now, what this brings up for a lot of people is because of our own attachment to the world, our own attachments, even to anything that is temporary in the earth, even other people. All right, even other people, our attachment to this temporary situation that we call earth leads us to cling on to things and hold on to things that God is actually asking us to let go of. And it's a mystery, and we don't always know why at first. And this is where faith comes in. This is where discipline comes in. Most of all, this is where love comes in. So I want to thank you for coming to my video right now, wherever you're at, in time and space. Know that your intention is here with me now, and know that my intention is there with you now. Time and space are just constructs of the mind, and they too are temporary, but eternity is forever, and you and I share eternity. So right now we are with each other in spirit, and just to acknowledge that for a moment, and to acknowledge that God, the great event, is right here, closer than our own hand on our face. God is right here within us and without us, speaking through us and speaking to us. And it's my privilege and honor to get to share some of my own experiences with the gospel of hip hop, and to talk about what I feel inspired to talk about today, which is love. Now, for those of you who don't know, a quick introduction is I'm Minister Zin Uru of the Temple of Hip Hop. I'm a 15-year apprentice of the Temple of Hip Hop under direct tutelage of my teacher, KRS-One, meaning I have traveled with the teacher extensively throughout the world. I was there while this book was being written. I'm a recognized intellectual and spiritual contributor to the gospel of hip hop. And so when I'm speaking about the gospel of hip hop, I'm speaking from firsthand experience. I've been living this book for going on 16 years now. I've been living this book before this book came out. My first tour was called the Gospel of Hip Hop Tour. And there was a copy of the Gospel of Hip Hop that the teacher had made at Kinko's, and it was about this thick. It's about a third of what this book is. And he would teach us from this. This is way back in 2005. Now here it is, 2019. This book has been out for 10 years. 10 years, and the community now is starting to understand what the teacher has shown us and what we've been seeing through these years. But this message is universal. While I'm speaking a lot of times to hip hop directly, this message is a universal message. Just like letting go and letting God is a universal message, spiritual transformation is a universal message. This message is a universal message. So wherever you're at in life, I'm just glad that you're here and can receive this message. And I thank you so much. So the passage that I came across earlier today that really got me inspired to build off what was going on yesterday is this. It's in the fourth overstanding, the H law, and the love section. Um, the H law for us is health, love, awareness, and wealth. And I suggest you go get a copy of the Gospel of Hip Hop. It's a very important book, especially to understand more of what I'm reading about here. This book will speak to you and say things that I could never say and will never speak to you. This book will speak to your heart in that way. So go ahead and get yourself a copy. But anyway, so on page 231 of the H Law, the fourth overstanding, the H Law, paragraph 22 says, "But know this, guard your heart, and while being loved, give your love to those who deserve your love. Others who do not deserve your love will receive it anyway from being in the presence of your loving nature." All right, that's the part I wanted to build off today. Because know this, we are love. God, we say God, Great Spirit, Creator, created us. So therefore we are the children of the Most High God. And love is God. Therefore, as children of love, we are loved too. But this is where things get kind of shifty in this earth, in this third dimension reality, in this what we call physical reality, in this Maya. When we're going around in our day-to-day lives, and we're beaming love, a wolf is going to come and try and stop that love. There are so many distractions in this world, and life is such an energy, and love is the ultimate energy of life, that when those who don't receive love see you giving love freely, they will want to feed off of that love. And you, being a loving person, continues to feed that person who is taking love from you. No doubt. But check this. If that person isn't giving you loving energy back, if there's not some exchange going on, you're actually depleting your life force energy of love to various people, various events, various jobs, fictional characters in movies, fictional characters in politics, the news of the day, the Facebook feed, and what's he gonna say? What's she gonna say? What is everyone gonna think of me? We start giving our love out to this void that's not giving any love back, to these people who can be voids and not giving any love back. Now, as the Gospel of Hip Hop just says, guard your heart, and while being love, give your love to those who deserve your love. This is the exchange that happens. Loving those who are capable of loving us back. Loving those who are children. What a great example. When our kids are babies and we love them, they love us right back. They're the perfect mirror and reflection. Even as they get older, even as they get cranky, even as they go through their teenage years. If we love them as parents, they love us back. That's the example right here. People in our lives, our own parents, those of us who are fortunate enough to have parents who love us, and whose parents don't love them at the end of the day. You know, forgive your parents, man. You wouldn't be here without them. It's the most, it frees us. I see so many people stuck because they won't forgive a parent. But look at here. You could free yourself by being love. You don't even have to give that parent the loving energy, but you can be love to yourself and free yourself from the hurt or the pain that's being caused in your life and be love. And how fortunate that is for those of us who have parents who love us, that we love back. How fortunate is that to have parents who love us, who we love back. We learn about the exchange of love in this way. Those who are fortunate enough to have a partner in life, a life partner, a husband or wife, that you love unconditionally and they love you back unconditionally. The Bible says that wherever two or more are gathered in my name, there I am also. So two people gathered in love, God is there also. This is the power of a loving union with different people. Our friends, our extended family, those who we're not born into, but we have a soul connection with, our soul family. Make sure that those people around you, who you are giving your life force to, your loving life energy to, are giving you, and you're able to receive that love back. It's the infinite. It's the infinite. It's the essence. It's the essence of who we are, is love. Now check it though, because a lot of, we'll get to that in a minute, why it is this way and how it's not working, but how we can rethink our situation. Because what is happening is a lot of people are giving love out to people and they're depleting their energy and their life force. Feel me, you know this. They're called energy vampires. And we as loving, caring people, we see somebody suffering. Yo, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Well, here, let me give you some love. Okay, that feels good. And we start giving that person love. And I think anybody watching this video has experienced this themselves in some form or the other, of giving love. And that person becomes almost attached to the love and isn't tapping into the love that's within them. And you're giving love to somebody who's not giving love back. It starts depleting your life force. It starts depleting our life away. It starts depleting our energy. And be careful. Be very, very careful, because it can happen. And over time, if you're living under any kind of illusion of love, that this person is giving you love when they're really just hanging out with you and taking your love and giving you a little something in return. It's always, I'm not saying that it's just a void you're giving love to all the time. But make sure the people that you're around can accept the level of love that you're at. And give love, the love that you're giving out, that you're able to receive that love back. There's something that a lot of people are waking up to. And it's the relationship between the empath and the narcissist. And what happens is that an empath will naturally feel drawn to somebody who needs help. The loving nature of the empath comes and says, oh, this person needs my love and help. And if I can just show them, if I can just love them, give them the love that they didn't receive from their mom, give them the love that they didn't receive from life, that they were hurt as a child, they were hurt growing up, they're just ignoring, they got addiction problems, they've got all the issues that come with not being able to give and receive love. If I just love this person enough, they'll change and they'll see how great it can be to love, and they'll give me love back because they say that they love me and they're taking my love and receiving my love. Okay, that's what the empath does. And the empath, as a giver, feels that they need to be in that situation. Just love, love, love. But over time, the narcissist will take that love and twist it and turn it and distort it and have you giving them love while you're receiving nothing in return. And it's not always a boom, boom, boom battle. Sometimes it's very delicate. It's very deceptive. It's like the frog in boiling water. They say that if you put a frog in cold water and you just turn the heat on really light, that it's never going to jump out of the water if it just gets warmer and warmer and warmer. He's just going to stay in the water. I've never done this experiment, but Excuse me. But it is a famous analogy that people use. And this can happen in relationships. All of a sudden, a year goes by, 2 years go by. You don't even notice that your life force is being drained from you. Others may notice it. You may just be like, oh, I'm just having a bad week. You may notice it and put it off and be like, I'm supposed to be here. I love this person, But you notice that all of a sudden, like, you don't look the same as you did a year ago, 2 years ago. You don't feel the same as you did 10 years ago. Imagine that, these relationships that last 10, 15 years that are a drain because they're not in love. They're not being in love, standing in love. And I'm speaking from experience here. I'm speaking from experience of my own immaturity when I didn't know how to love correctly. And I'm speaking from my own experience of when I gave love to people who couldn't possibly love me back the way that I loved them. And I'm speaking about giving love, not being love. Being love is what we're going to get to in a minute. But talking about giving love. Now, in the relationship with the narcissist and the empath, they're both at fault. All right? They both have to take responsibility for A, either being a narcissist, or B, being a pushover empath. If you're an empath, you got to wake up to this. You literally got to wake the fuck up and not give a shit about what anybody thinks or feels that you're giving your loving energy to, and they're not reciprocating it and giving it back. Even at their level. You might have a deeper, higher understanding of love than they do naturally. But if they're not even giving back at their level, you need to let God take those people out of your life. But you got to be open to that. You got to be open to the change that love wants to make in your life for it to actually happen, for the change to actually come. And it doesn't happen overnight. Change isn't easy. See a lot of modern day, quote unquote, spiritual teachings, and they just make it sound like the spiritual path is just something you just kick back, you think some good thoughts, you go do some yoga, you hang out in some tropical paradise, you drop $1,000 a weekend somewhere, and all of a sudden everything's going to change, and it's just some overnight sensation. Or that it's going to be easy. Let me tell you through experience that the karma that's built up on this earth right now, there is no easy road back to God for anybody. Unless they're children. And they're already there, so there's no road back. They're already there with God. It's us that's fucking them up. Well, hopefully not. I'm not putting that out there as an affirmation, but collectively as adults, we're the ones pulling our kids away from God. We don't like to think it. We don't like, Zen. No, I teach my kid about the Bible every day. Yeah, but you're yelling at the dad every day too. Oh, but Zen, I provide for my kids. Yeah, but they know about your porn collection. You're pulling kids away from God. I mean, that's what's happening. And we're all guilty of it. So there's no judgment there. But we can do better. We can do better. Because as we get closer to love, we get closer to God. And the closer we get to God, the closer we get to the promised land. And the closer we get to the promised land, the earth will begin to really heal and really change for everyone involved. Long-term goals here I'm talking about. But it starts with us as individuals. It starts with us, first of all, giving ourselves the love that we're giving out to other people for free. And we're not receiving back. So, the love that we're giving out for free to people, give it to yourself. It's simple, simple, simple. Think about this. God loves you. Shouldn't you love what God loves? Love is God. You are made of love. Being love. Instead of giving it out to everybody you come across every day and depleting your soul resources, give that love to yourself. Give that love to yourself. Self-care is part of it. Self-care is a huge part of it. Doing your yoga, cleansing yourself, cleansing your body, fasting, drinking water, good water, meditation, walking, exercise, eating right. All of that is self-care. All of those are acts of love. But that warm feeling in your heart, that expression that you feel when you see your child, give that same love that you give to your child to yourself. You can still give it to your child, of course. But are you giving it to yourself too? When you're giving love to people in your life who deserve your love and they're giving it back, are you still giving yourself love? And take a moment to really feel that right now. You might be in a situation right now where you're for the first time realizing that you are giving out way too much love to people who don't deserve your love. Take a moment and feel your own love. What I have found works every single time, maybe the most important prayer you can ever pray consistently and is always answered. Great and Holy Spirit, can I have a warm heart? Right now, in this moment, can my heart be warm? It's so important to start with a warm heart because a heart is warmed by love. By calling in a warm heart to us, love is here with us. And with a warm heart, we're able to resound. It's like we start being love. By learning to love ourselves, we start being love. Now, those same types of people, when they come into our lives, or even those same people when they come into our lives again, we're no longer giving them love. We're being love. And by us being love, they're naturally being healed. They're naturally seeing more clear. They're naturally finding their own way back to love. Because there's no more codependency in the relationship anymore. You're very clear on your own boundaries with love. I'm going to reverberate love and be loved because I have a warm heart. Person comes up to you, hey Zin, I need some of that love you used to get me. How's your life going? Good, man. Being love, speaking in love. But I don't go, oh man, it's so good to see you. What's good? And then giving and giving more love. Yo, brother, what's good? I'm being love. What's good, brother? Good to see you, man. How's life treating you? Can you feel the difference of what I'm talking about? I'm going to say it again. When we're being love, we're reverberating love. And those people in that field are going to naturally be healed by that love. I'm going to read it again. Paragraph 22 in the H law. Fourth overstanding. Love. But know this. Guard your love. And while being love, give your love to those who deserve your love. All right, we talked about that. Others who do not deserve your love, this is what we're talking about, will receive it anyway from being in the presence of your loving nature. Instead of giving that love to them, you're giving that love to yourself. It's reverberating and it's still helping them, but it's not hurting you any longer. This is advanced metaphysics, but it's really simple once you get used to doing it. You don't get depleted by the world any longer. And be mindful with this. The mind gives love too. Go online on Facebook and the latest sad story, even the latest outrage, check it out. Obviously, the sad story, we see so-and-so and such suffering, and our loving heart goes out to them. Set the intention. I'm being love right now. May they be healed. I'm sending love out, but you're not giving love to them. I'm reverberating as love. I am being as love. But you start being very mindful that you're giving, oh, the suffering that's happening in the world, oh, it's so bad. Let me just give my attention and my love to all this suffering that's not even going on around me in my daily life. Let me just focus on this thing that Facebook is telling me to focus on right now and give my loving intention there. Or, I'm outraged at the president. I'm outraged. That's loving energy too. You're outraged. Your love sees the injustice that's being done. But why give love to that void? Why give love to the void? It's a waste of life force energy that can keep you feeling young and vibrant and not drained and depleted. We got to pay attention to what's going on in the world. Of course we stay compassionate. Compassion is the essence. And when we love ourselves and are compassionate with ourselves, and that love that we are used to giving out everywhere, all over the place, oh, love, 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 here, take my love, I'm not worthy of my own love. Start bringing that back in. Wait, let me keep all that. Ooh, shit. Ooh. Give it back to myself and put it in my heart, that love that I was giving out to people who didn't deserve it, to events that didn't deserve it, to fantasies that didn't deserve it. Let me bring that love back in. Let me love myself. Let me check in. My heart's feeling a little cold right now. The world's getting to me. I'm stressed the fuck out. I'm drinking way too much. I'm getting angry when I'm driving. All those things that happen. Is void of love. Get back to my warm heart. Ooh, great and Holy Spirit, can I be blessed with a warm heart? That's the prayer. May I be blessed with a warm heart right now. May my heart be warm. Once you start feeling that warmth, once you start feeling that love, it will be tempting to go back and just start new people will pop up. The universe will test you. Are you sure that this is what you're really about? Are you sure you're really about reverberating love and not just giving it out freely like you've been taught? Let me test you. The universe is going to bring back, if not the same people, the same type of people, the same, if not the same circumstance, the same type of circumstance, to see where you've grown to. Now the people come back to you. You've taken some time to yourself. You've cut yourself off from people who are just taking your love from you and not giving anything back. And an act of self-preservation. Self-preservation. How do you preserve hip-hop? By preserving the hip-hopper. How do you preserve hip-hop? By preserving the hip-hopper. And who is the hip-hopper? You're the hip-hopper. I'm the hip-hopper. How do I preserve hip-hop? By preserving the hip-hopper, which is me. How do I preserve myself? By loving myself. By giving the love and receiving the love of my heart, of the warm heart, which is my essence, which is love. Those people will start coming back to you. You've taken your time. You've cut them off. You've put up boundaries. You quit picking up your phone. You quit answering the texts. You quit going out with them. You broke up with them. You left their ass. Told them to get the fuck out. I'm being real with this because love is so sacred and so important. Don't waste it on people who don't deserve it. So you've been going out, doing all this work. Now you feel it. All right, God, I'm getting myself back up. I look a little nicer. Look at my beard's feeling a little more full. You know, I've lost the weight I needed to lose. I gained the weight I needed to gain, the muscle I needed to gain. I've been walking every day. I've been on a good diet. Oh man, I've been spending more quality time with my kids. You're doing all these things. You start going back out in the world. You're feeling good about yourself. You're feeling rejuvenated. Those same people, or people just like them, are going to come back. And you got to make that choice at that moment to say, no, I'm not giving the undeserving my loving energy any longer. You've matured now into a person who is compassionate with themselves first, knowing that if you're compassionate with ourselves, if we're compassionate with ourselves first, and we reverberate love, that we no longer have to give these people, and people are tricky. Be mindful of this. People will use tricks to get you, especially people that you've known a long time, and you're not going to cut them completely out of your life, but you need to reestablish some certain kind of a different connection with them. You know, like mom, like you're used to, you know, giving your mom love. She needs it, and she gives you love, you know, but maybe there's an imbalance there. Or maybe, you know, you don't have the reserves for her at the time or whatever, or, you know, now you're being loved. And these people come back to us. And some of them are going to be just vampires and be like, hey, how's it going? I ain't seen you in a while. Or, hey, what's going on? Oh, man, I really miss you. Man, I was really disappointed in the... Oh, man, shit sucks right now. Oh, man, these fucking bills, man, they're just fucking... Let them be that with you. You're the light in their world at that moment. You're the love in their life. Don't fall for it, though. Don't fall into their void. Don't start following them down their void. People will be like follow the current here. They'll be like, oh, life is really hard and it sucks. And you're like, oh, it is? No. Life is really hard. They got this little current coming down. Life is really hard. Life is really hard. I am love. I'm sorry to hear that life is hard for you right now. What's going on in your life? That's how you deal with it, as opposed to going into it with them. Cut that shit off. And especially people, like I said, like a family member who you're not going to be cutting off, you're going to see them again. Just don't fall into that trap with them. Reverberate the love, and you'll be able to see more clearly how you can help them. And if it's somebody who loves you back and you love that person, they're going to snap, and you're going to actually raise their vibration of love. Their heart is going to be warmer because the heart is a resounding device. Like when you send out a sound, boom, 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 it hits the next sound. Boom, 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 boom. It's reverberating that sound. Now we can get into the physics of all of that. People are going to have different frequencies, and you might be going boom, 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 boom. They're getting in there. You're like, boom, get the fuck out of my space. I'm just saying, how important is our love? How important is our space? How important is our sovereignty? Because this is what it's getting down to. I've been putting this to practice for a long time. I'm going out and feeling my wholeness everywhere, at the airport, driving through Los Angeles, driving cross country, talking to homeless, sitting there smelling the worst smells, garbage driving by, all seeing suffering. You know, I'm not blind to any of this. I see what's going on in the world. I know what the agendas are. I know how much suffering is going on. But I'll tell you, I'm sovereign in my wholeness now. Because I'm reverberating love, but I've set boundaries up around my love. I'm not just going to give out my love to an undeserving world. I'll be love in an undeserving world because that's what God's called us to do. But to just give it out freely, no more. And I call it the void. What I call it is the void. It's like this place that your energy goes and you don't get it back. You actually have to be still, cultivate new energy, bring it back up, and then hold that energy. Because if you feed the void doesn't give you anything back. It just takes. Don't feed the void. Don't let the void just take. Don't let those people just take from you. It's not worth it. And it's not worth it for them either because they'll never grow. They'll just be codependent. And if you're somebody who's codependent on somebody else for love, I suggest that instead of losing them in your life, that you get real with your own warm heart and meet them the best place you can. But those of us who are mastering love, who are allowing love to master us, being surrendered to God, being surrendered to love, being surrendered to the Most High and the work that's being done through love. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. Love can change the world overnight. Love can change you overnight. Yeah, the change is going to take time, like I said in the beginning. Of course, it's going to take time and patience. But when you're changed and you feel that change, there ain't no taking it back. Once you get the enlightenment, it stays with you forever. But this is love. It's different than light. This is a feeling. And I'll tell you, the more used to this feeling you get, the less used you get to not feeling it anymore. And you'll be very clear and know, yo, that's taking my love from me. How do I address this right now? Well, first of all, I'm not giving something. I'm not giving my energy to the void. But if you still have to interact with those people who are being a void around you, if you still got to interact with a world that's full of voids trying to take your attention, take your intention, be love. Let love be your shield. Let love be your guide. Let love be your protector. Because you're the protector of love. You're the shield of love. This body, this hard matter, soft matter, this tissue, these muscles, all of this is protecting love. Who I really am. I'm not any of this. This is a rental, temporary. By the grace of earth, we're given blood and flesh, but it doesn't belong to us. We're the caretakers of it while we're here. But who I really am is this warm heart, this warm feeling inside. I am the generator of love. I am love. I feel this. This is my essence. This is the most sacred. There's no price that can be put on one's soul. People act like it's just movie stars or famous musicians and rappers who are in the Illuminati and sell their soul. People sell their soul every day. Sell their soul every day. And give their soul force energy to people who don't deserve it, to jobs that don't deserve it, to ideals and political parties and religions and all kind of people who don't deserve it. Don't be one of them. I'm telling you this from experience because I used to be that guy. Do unto others as they would do unto you. Man, if I did unto others and they did back to me, or if you were doing unto others and they were doing back unto you, that would be great. But it wasn't working for me. I was loving everybody. I gotta go just give my love to everybody. Man, by the time I was 30 years old, I was crunched over on my back, swollen all the time from work. My skin was wrinkled and old. I was tired mentally, emotionally, physically. Just kept giving to the world, day in, day out. Giving to people, day in, day out. Giving to the worries, day in, day out. Depleting my life force, 30 years old. Just done with it. Done with it. At 30. Now I'm 46. I ain't done with nothing. I'm just getting started. Now I'm 46, 16 years later from that guy. He couldn't hang. I'm praying over him right now, this moment, praying over my younger self and giving him power and energy and letting him know, like, there is light at the end of the tunnel. The promised land is real. You're going to go through some shit to get there, but it's going to be worth it. And that's what we'll close on right now. How do we give love to ourselves? This is how we can heal our past. This is the most beautiful thing. This is the most beautiful part of this teaching. And I thank the teacher. I thank the teacher for giving us this teaching. And I thank him personally for giving me this teaching. And he gives this out publicly. It's written in the gospel. But this is something that will help you in your daily life. Sit down and take time to pray over your younger self. Your 30-year-old self right now can start praying over your 15-year-old self right now, giving them love. Don't try and change anything. Don't try and fix anything. Just love that person. You're going to start realizing that of all the dumb shit you may have been going through, all of the abuse you may have been suffering, the fact that you made it through by some kind of a miracle, you're the miracle. You're the guardian angel praying over yourself. Love yourself. Love your younger self. Go back and pray over yourself. And then, as you start this practice on a day-to-day basis, you'll start realizing that my 70-year-old self is praying over my 40-year-old self right now. Right now, I feel an 86-year-old Zin Uru praying over a 46-year-old Zin Uru right now. Wow. I have no idea what he sees, but he does. He sees all of it. He sees the next 40 years. I'm going to trust myself that way. I'm going to trust my God that way. I'm going to trust love. Because I love. I know what it means to have love within myself. I know what self-love is. It is a love that is self. You're not even, you're giving yourself to yourself, which really is just being self, being love, which is you, which is us. Reverberating love, which is us. And the more of us that start getting together, and the more of us that can self-love, means we can go into a room or an environment, and instead of being so attached to it, because we're just used to leaking out our love everywhere and our energy everywhere, leak. Now we're here, boom. Now we're in that room, that same environment, boom, 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 reverberating, resounding love. The sound gets louder. The sound gets stronger. Wherever two or more are gathered in my name, there I am also. Wherever 2,000 are gathered in my name, there I am also. So love, people begin reverberating love with each other. This is hip-hopia. This is how hip-hopia is born. This is how the gospel was born. I remember sitting there with the teacher one night talking about the gospel of hip hop, having just read a few little sheets of paper that he had just given me, and letting him know I love this book. Ooh, ooh. Now we both are looking at this book. We're loving this book, loving what's to come. And that loving vibration, that loving intention vibrated so much, and other people's vibration so much into this gospel of hip hop. It vibrated into this reality. That's how we build Hip Hop City. We start vibrating our love into our environment. Others start doing the same thing, start waking up. My brothers and sisters, wake up with me now. Please, we have to get this right. There is no turning back. There is no second chance. You get one shot to make it. This life is so, so, so important. It is such a gift. And all of these illusions are trying to take the gift away from you, but it will not be taken. Take it back. There is no selling your soul. Love life. Receive the love back from life. Start visualizing this. Start waking up to this reverberation. And we're going to see Hip Hop City in our lifetime, guaranteed. It's not going to be about city planning. Yeah, we're going to get together and do that. It's not going to be about the logistics. Yeah, we're going to get together and do that. It's not going to be about the philosophies. Yeah, we're going to get together and discuss that. But the arc of what's really happening is the resounding love in our heart. The promised land is within. Starts resounding. Boom, 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 boom. The mind, when the heart is in love, the way the mind resounds and hits with higher boo, 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 bringing light into existence. Boo, boo, boo. Don't forget the mind and the root. The root, the base, starts bringing up. We're made of sound. You and I are made of sound. And what is that sound? The frequency of love. The closer we get to love, the closer we get to sound. The closer we get to sound, the closer we get to light. And what is love? Love is a feeling. It's a feeling inside of us. Let's wake up to this love. Let's not waste this life on anything else. You get this one life to do something special with. Don't give it away to the things that don't deserve your life, that don't deserve your love. It could get crazy for you. It could get crazy for you. That's why I suggest you get the book. That's why I suggest you get with yourself and start learning yourself and start knowing yourself and start being yourself. The younger you are, the easier it is. Just like the Matrix, man, Morpheus did not want to pull Neo out of the Matrix because he was like, man, he might be too old. Everybody else is saying, yo, he's too old to be pulling out of the Matrix. He's going to pop. He goes in to see if he's the one who meets the Oracle. And there's a bunch of kids in the room. He's a grown-ass man with a bunch of kids in the room to find out if he's the one. Why? Because it's easier when you're young. So young people, if you 18, pick this book up. If you 18 in hip-hop, you better get with this book. Your 50-year-old self is counting on you right now to get you right. Love yourself. This world is going crazy right now. And this is just the beginning. The technology is going to get further out of hand. The surveillance is coming. The 5G network is here. The New World Order is already happening. Bodies are being manipulated. The sky, the air, the earth, the water, everything. They can shut the power off, shut the internet off, shut your video off, shut my YouTube. They can do anything they want at any time. I don't know how it's going to play out. What I do know is the way I'm going to play out, I'm going to play out as love. I'm going to be love, knowing that my loving vibration brings forth divine protection, vibrates me into the places I need to be. That's survival in the earth. John Trudell said, you're in the place that eats souls, that eats spirits, excuse me. You're in a place that eats spirits. That eating of the spirit is when you're giving your love away to things past. People, how many people suffer from their past? Pray over yourself. Love your younger self. Pray over your past with love. Being the love. Don't go back in the past. Oh, I got hurt. Oh, it's so painful. Oh, that's not love. That's not love. It doesn't feel good. Love feels right. Love feels good. So when we be love, being love, I'm praying over my younger self. I'm empowered. And the people around me are empowered. The people around you will be empowered through this process. Thank you for being here. So much love reverberating out across time and space. Love is eternal. You are eternal. Tune back into yourself. Tune back into love. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with others. And most of all, be grateful. Be grateful for this experience of life, no matter what it looks like right now. I promise you, be grateful. If you're suffering, be grateful for your suffering, and it will shift. Embrace it. Embrace it with gratitude. If you're healing now, when you're feeling good, remember to thank God when you're feeling good. Remember to have a heart of gratitude when you're feeling good. How often do we start feeling good, and the first thing that leaves is gratitude? Yeah, when we're suffering, we call out to God, God, I need help. God gives you help. Thank you, God. Well, then we're walking day to day, feeling a little good. Oh, I'm back in I got my swagger back. I'm back in it. Are we thanking God still? Always, always, always thank God wherever you're at in life. There it is. Peace and much love.